niggas old school big. What's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? Integrated alpha versus so respect to you. There you go. I'm gonna drop the music down. You should be able to hear me now. Respect to the moderators. Shout out to the thinking class. Shout out to the thinking class. LDA is here. Let's get it going. It is a Monday. Let's get my chair situated. Drop the camera down a little bit. There we go. What's going on? Let's get it started. We are live and direct. Let's get it going. You should be able to hear me now loud and clear. You should be able to hear me loud and clear. Let's get going today. Today is Monday. Let's get it. This week is my birthday week. 49 is the magic number for this week all month. 49, 49 is the magic number. Let's get it going. We're going to talk about it today. The importance. The game must be in you, and that's just on you. We talked about this before, but I want to dig a little bit deeper and sort of go and progressively take it to the next level. Because I think it's so important that you have the game in you. Stream having some legacy. Okay. Oh, I see what's up. Got you. I had the best moderators. Y'all be on it. So let's get going. Let's get going. We're going to start off hitting this 37 in the. Let's get this going. So my name is Lawrence D. Adams. You don't know Thursday. So what I'm going to do is, after today, I'm cutting off super chats. Good morning. What's going on? Good morning, Dr. Costin Cooper. I'm cutting off super chats. The only way you'll be able to do something is to actually send it through Cash App or PayPal. So we're going to get going right now. The game must be in you and not just on you. We talked about this before, but I think we need to dig a little deeper into it because I think a lot of guys hear this or heard it maybe in the streets or they heard it from another content creator, but I want to dig deep into it and go further into it so you get it. So you know, this is the name of this channel is Recharging Manhood. So I want to make sure we understand that the name of this show or what we do on this channel is Recharging Manhood. And we are the thinking class. What I mean the thinking class, we not only hear the information, we think about it, we digest it, but we also move hard, make something happen. If you do not exercise what we're talking about, you're going to miss it. Let me say that again. If you do not exercise what we talk about or test it out, how can you really truly be a part of the thinking class? So I want you guys to really know the importance of that. And those who got dependents, I just shipped out some more Friday and I shipped up one today. I got it was one person I got to get theirs in too. But I want you to understand, being part of the thinking class is not only just thinking about it, but also exercising what you've been taught. So what we're talking about part one, the game must be in you. What does that mean? I think a lot of times, and I'm going to start a little dialogue and then we're going to build from there. You know how we do. We participate in this chat room. This is not no standalone people just looking and watching and see what's going to be there. But here, the game must be in you. And how we define game over here is what? Strategy. So Luke, what's going on, Troy? Is what? Strategy. So I want you to get that. So we know that strategy. But we're going to go a little bit deeper because I want you to get this really inside of you. The game must be in you. So a lot of people only have the facade of the game. They can dress it, they can talk it, they even can imitate it. And we talked about that before, about faking it till you making it. They can imitate it, they can pretend, they can even have pictures up, they can even be on Instagram like they have game, but the reality of it is the game is not in them. And we're not talking about manipulation, we're talking about the true essence of the game. and that which we know is strategy, but it's also understanding what the psychology of men, women, and life. So the game must be in you. What's going on,
Hey,
Jono?
what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. Good weekend. Key lime pie. It's good. So I think a lot of times when we talk about the game must be in you and not just on you. So we have a lot of people who pretend to have the game on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever else, but in real life, the game is only on the outside of them and not on the inside of them. So the most important thing that you got to realize when we're talking on here is about that it starts within and then it reflects on the out. And I think a lot of times when you hear YouTubers or other people talk, we got the game. But is it in them? And how do you know that is in you? And sometimes it even has nothing to do with your dress, how you look, what size you are, how tall you are, how short you are. It's about what's inside of you. So I know you can we can build from there, John. What's True Savage? What's going on?
Yeah, I think when we talk about
You hear me?
the game being in you, it's got to be something that defines you. And what happens is, do you have definition to your strategy? Do you have definition to what your playbook is when it comes to becoming a person who is aware of the fact that they have to actually move with a certain swag? And when you say the game needs to be in you, you're really saying that, do you have that playbook memorized? Do you have that playbook in you to the point where you understand it? A lot of people are going online and just following what other people are doing and say, well, I tried that, it didn't work. Well, I tried that, it didn't work. It's because it didn't become you. And when something becomes you, it is a part of you. And that's what we mean by is the game in you.
That's exactly it. And I think what we want to dispel is not the hat doesn't make me have game. The beard have game. Those are all outward fixings of who I am as a person. Not saying that you dress a certain way, that you shouldn't take care of yourself. But one of the biggest things I see, one of the problems, I got to present a problem. The problem is people going the wrong direction when it comes to getting the game. And they go with it with outward fixings and not with inward fixings. And my thing is, I did a show last year, is the inner game and the outward game must become one.
Mm, no, you're right. And if you think about it, there's no synergy between the inside and the outside. And that's where people trip up. What you want to make happen is always in conflict with what is actually happening in real time. Okay. Are you performing what you want to have happen on the inside and the outside at the same time? That's what you mean by mending those two ideals. And what we do is we separate too much of it. We talk too much of ourselves inside and we don't express it externally. It doesn't have a time to manifest. It doesn't have a time to become. And we will then have more of a doubt inside of us because we have a problem manifesting. Okay. The more you manifest, the more you can take on in manifestation. Okay. It's called practice. The more you accomplish, the more you achieve, the more you will strive for the bigger goals. A person is not ready to buy $1 million house the first time they buy a house. They're ready to buy a house after they bought a few things and then they get to that platform. Excuse me a minute, my phone's ringing.
All right, no problem. So that's when it has to be congruency when it comes to the game. How are we talking about congruency? Congruency inwardly and outwardly. So this is not something that you can just walk around and be like, yo, I got the game, or you talk a certain way. That does not mean that you have the game in you. I think that's a fallacy that we see on the internet, is that if you talk a certain way or you carry a certain way, oh, he must got game. And how are we defining really gain? Or how do we define receipts? So how we're going to define it here, we got to take day to day, moment serious. So how we're going to define it is this way. What results are you getting from what you are doing? Let me say that again. What results are you getting from what you are doing? So a lot of times people say, "Oh, I got the game is on me. I got the game in me." But how are we defining that you do have the game in you? And one of the defining moments, and this is how life is in the wild, or in the bedroom, or even in the boardroom. What results are you getting? There has to be some kind of results. That's why we have the thinking class here. And that's why I say, to be a part of the thinking class, you can think it, but you got to move your, you know what? There has to be some results. So the game got to be in you, but it has to be congruent on what's on the outside of you. The two must become one or marry each other. But also with that marriage, there must be some kind of, as John always talk about, multiplication from the two marrying each other.
Yeah, I think what people realize is that the inside and the outside is not two separate entities. It's a system that works together. It's like man and female. Man creates the idea, female births the idea. It's like the inside is the creation of the idea, but the manifestation of that idea is an outward expression. And what we have to respect at all times is the fact that if you are always looking at the idea and never bringing it to fruition, we're not going to have the example of it being something of physical element. You get what I'm saying? It's a real issue with people talking about, getting the ideas on paper. See, the reason why they say, everybody's probably heard by this point, because of Oprah and all these other major people like Tyler Perry, you got to have a vision board. The vision board is to bring the idea from the inside to the outside so you can see it. Okay. And then you bring it to manifestation through the productive actions of executing those ideas. Not all vision boards are the same as a board where you're doing basically trial and error. Sometimes you're throwing all your ideas out there to see which ones stick to the board. And that's what happens. Sometimes all your ideas are stuck with all your goals, and we're not really giving ourselves an opportunity to see that the goal is what needs to be sticking to the board, and not just the loose ideas. Are you confused? Are you scatterbrained by some of your scattered ideas that don't have a real connection to your goals? And what we're trying to do is make that connection so that you can bring it out from the inside out, and then you can manifest it.
That's the key. I'm actually checking. I see I'm delaying for some reason. That's what I'm checking out now. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to continue on. But yeah, you're definitely right. So that's why we want the two to be married and getting that vision board. And many times the vision board is a picture of who you want to be, or who you are. Because I'm dropping off. So yeah,
it's a tool. It's a visual aid.
Right.
The visual aid is basically the outward expression of what you're thinking about. And the reason why you put it on paper is so that you can see if it makes sense to you. Okay. If you got two Ferraris and a Lamborghini and a mansion, but you haven't actually put on the same vision board the method of your income and the strategy of your goals money-wise to match it, then you got to shuffle some items around your vision board. And I always tell people, don't put something so far away from you that's almost unrealistic, like you got to win the lottery to get it. No, your vision board should be realistic so that you can feel that you can achieve these goals. I'm not saying don't ever put the Ferrari up there. Don't ever put the mansion up there. What we're saying is what timing, okay? Some vision boards have to have steps on it that are 1 year away, 5 years away, 20 years away, okay? Some people want to say, I want to be happy with my grandchildren, but you don't have grandchildren yet. That's a goal later, okay? That means you're striving to be wealthy and healthy for a very long time. But can you, at this point, in the next 6 months, achieve your goal of maybe getting 20% more income or 5% more savings in the bank? Can you make those short-term goals? Because when you meet those goals, your subconscious is programmed to achieving and programmed to success, and then you will be able to multiply that success.
And that's what it comes down to when you got the game inside of you. It becomes I mean, just be very clear, because we're talking right now, but it just becomes almost effortless. It comes effortlessly how quickly when you have the game in you and how it affects a world around you.
If you say that
Yeah, I can
something
see it's
is
delaying.
inside
It's
you,
delaying.
you're wearing it, you're carrying it like it is. And I'm not trying to just be feministic on purpose. You're carrying it like a pregnancy because the ideas get birthed from the inside out. Okay? If me and LDA talk about a certain idea, it's going to come to fruition because we're going to birth it. Okay? We're going to put it out there after it has become. Now, the idea could die in the conversation. We could be coming up with something and say, hey, you know what, that's not going to work. Oh, that's not going to happen. It's because we try to eliminate the clutter so we can focus on the real. And if can you do that? Can you focus on what's realistic in your situation? Use a mental broom and clean out the trash. Clean out the trash so that you don't have an opportunity to miss where your ideas can come to fruition.
Right. And that's why it's so important that the game is actually in you, where you when it's I think a lot of times when I listen to and observe, not just on YouTube, but in the real world, people have not concrete on the inside who they are, and they're, like you said, their own personal strategies of life, and they wonder why they keep tripping up when it comes to talking to a woman or dealing with a woman or the man, vice versa. It's because they have not concreted on the inside or had convictions that what they want or what they desire is 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 like you just said, attainable, and it can happen. And so we're
A lot of
saying that
people
you
are faced
must
with
be
disappointment. If you're faced with so much disappointment in your life that you don't have examples of success, how are you supposed to manifest what you're looking for? What you're doing right now is important, which is listening to motivating conversation. The more motivated you are to do something, the more committed you would be to see it to the end. And what happens is you need that to reinforce the negativity in your life. So we're not faulting anybody for not getting it done. What we're trying to say is coming to this class gives you one of the first platforms to have the ammunition to move on. But you got to decide, am I ready to move on? Am I ready to stop thinking pessimistically, negatively, and taking this positive action of just listening to influential conversation so that I can reprogram my mind to start to manifest, create creativity, success, and all the things that are due me in my life?
That's what people need to hear, because once they get that concreted inside of them, results are going to be second nature. It's crazy knowing that now. Now looking at my look, just say look personally, looking at my life, the results of coloring, being able to color wasn't good when I first started in kindergarten, but now I can color inside the lines now. So the thing of it is, I had to first what practice, and sometimes we have not taken the time to practice on the inside what we want to happen on the outside.
It's like I said, it's a bridge.
Mhm.
Okay, bringing something from inside your house to the outside of your house. It's a process. You have to open the door. You have to take the item, put it in your hands, make sure you have a good hold on it, then move it from the inside to the outside. And if that's the goal for that particular day, you when you get outside, the weather might be different. You may have to get it to your car. You may have to walk it down the street. But the point is, you are taking responsibility for that idea that's in your head, and you're going to hold on to it and move it from the inside of your mind and your consciousness to the outside, which is This is reality here. This is the manifestation of it. And what are you doing? Are you following the instructions that it takes to manifest that idea? Or are you just going to let it fall like it was rain or something like that and just disregard it? Okay? You have to make a decision of whether you're going to be responsible for the flourishing of these ideas or if you're going to let them fall and die. Why even have them if you're going to let them fall and die?
And that's a fact right there. A lot of times why some people are not winning at the game because they don't want to take responsibility for carrying the game through. You have to be responsible enough to say, yeah, I want the game. I want to know how to do this. I want that. But are you responsible enough to take it from A to Z? And it all starts in one place, which I'm saying the game must be in you and not just on you. It has to start within.
When are you going to look at it from a standpoint of urgency? Okay. Some people don't put any urgency on their goals. If you had to go to the hospital right now because of a stomach ache that you couldn't explain that you've been dealing with for 5 days, you would put a certain amount of urgency on getting dressed, getting up, and getting out and going to handle that problem. And what I'm trying to tell you is not to so much make it an emergency in your life, but put some urgency on it. If you put some urgency on it, and like I learned from one of my other mentors, put a date on it. If you put a date on it, then you have no excuse but to try and meet the goal of getting to that date. Are you ready to give yourself the challenge of a date? Okay. Some of you are trying to date. Some of you are trying to date a girl. No, sometimes you got to set a date for yourself. Okay. Stop setting dates for outward expressions of what could make you happy. Set a date for yourself. You want a new car? Put a date on it. I said I'm buying a new car in 2021. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I really don't know how I'm gonna do it. I just found out I'm gonna lose $1,500 of my income in one of my clients today. That doesn't stop me. It leaves me to know that I can actually get another open door. And maybe I gotta think in my head, was the new car gonna cost $1,500? If it's not, then maybe the new car would have been $2,500, and I got to find $2,500 worth of income. So the 15 had to eliminate itself. You see, I'm not going to look at it like it's a negative. I'm not going to cry in my pillow. I'm going to say, I got to find where that replacement income is so that it's giving me the literal platform to get the new car. And when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, the car I'm looking at, it's like $115,000. There's no way $1,500 would have paid for that. So the money had to run away. That money had to run away so that something else, maybe double, maybe $5,000 worth of income is going to come in to give me the cushion to pay for the car and more. You see, your garage is supposed to run over. Your plate is supposed to run over. It's not supposed to be limited by just what you have. So I'm giving you the example that, yeah, I could take a loss and be upset about it. No, it's not a loss. It's called removing what is not necessary so I can make space for what will be because of what I desire. And we talked about desire already.
So the question is in this whole thing with game is, are you making room for something bigger? Are you making room for something bigger? Are you still stuck on Susie Q when there's Brenda with the big booty who's waiting for you? I gotta say it that way, because God, they okay, brother, you're talking good. You could be so stuck on one person that you're missing out on what is absolutely best for your life. Are you still stuck on Tyrone when what's her name? I can't think of her name. Not Indy Irie. What's the girl name? Tyrone. Sing Tyrone. We know. We talk.
Badu.
Badu is trying to tell you to leave him alone because he don't never have no money, but you still stuck on Tyrone. You got to be able to make room for what is your next, because it can very well be your very best. That's inner game. Inner game is thinking understand that life, you don't create a void. How can it be fulfilled? Are you making room for your next? Are you still stuck on that you didn't been listening to this content for 12 to 10 years and 5 years and it doesn't work? Have you made room for more? Have you expanded your borders? That's inner game. It always starts within. But are you making, you need to, somebody on here need to clear some mental data space inside of them so they can go to the next level of game. Someone on here does.
Remember, I did that meditation on creating space. The reason why you have to create space is because everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, I'll say it like this. If you looked in your room of subconscious, your subconscious does not actually have organization to it. It's really about urgency. It's really about what are you thinking about with from the last time you thought about it. And you're carrying a lot of weight because you may not have filed away the things that are negative in your life. You constantly use them and put them up against to compare what you have now. And that's why you're not getting anywhere. Maybe you're supposed to file away those bad experiences, not forget them, but put them in their proper filing place. And when they're in their proper filing place, they don't have an influence on your present.
I think that's Republican. Also, man, we talked. Shout out to you. We talked last week, man. I just forgot who you really were. We've been friends on Facebook all this time. Dude, why you didn't tell me your name? I know exactly who you are now. We talked last year. Exactly who you are. But yeah, definitely make room for what you want, really want. And I think that people, a lot of times, people don't create the space for something new. That's all inner game.
Yeah.
Jono. They don't create the space for what they really want. And what happens is they say, well, the game don't work. Have you created a space internally for what you really want and what you really desire? That's
all the time.
A problem.
I'll give you a perfect example of how you do it every day. How do you do it every day? With your groceries. Sometimes you don't finish all the groceries you bought a week ago, right? But some of those items may have expiration dates on them, right? The expiration dates tell you when to get rid of it, but you still have it. Now, when you go shopping for your next set of groceries, are you going to now not buy that item because it's still in your refrigerator? No, you're actually going to go and physically take this item out of your refrigerator, out of your pantry, get to make room for the fresh groceries. Now, is there something fresh that's waiting for you in your life, but you have not recognized the expiration date on that old item in your life? The thing that took you through a season. Some people, get this, LDA, some people are giving credit to things in their past that have helped them in the past, but are not relevant now, like a relationship, like a person, a friend. And what happens is they don't realize that relationship hit its expiration date already, and it was supposed to be out of their life. If something stops being fruitful for you, you're not supposed to just give it a bunch of chances to jumpstart again. Okay, the season for that particular person in your life is done. It's dead. The relationship's dead. They need a new life probably in their next experience, and you need a new life in your next experience. Maybe you're the dead one. Maybe you're the one holding somebody back because your expiration date came and you didn't renew yourself by jumping into the next thing. You need to recognize when something's supposed to be gone in your life.
Okay. Just like myself, the Lord and be your present. Okay, yeah. Subconscious does not keep track of time. That is why we hold on to trauma. Good point. First, I delight myself in the Lord and gives me present me, introduce me to the desires of my heart. Good. Okay, Hoops. I've seen you before in here, but we're talking on a specific thing, and so we want to make sure we stay on track here. So I seen what you wrote, but I want you to make sure you stay on track here because this is the thinking class over here, and the people that are in here are part of the thinking class, and we definitely have what? Class. Let me say that again. We are the thinking class over here, and we think and execute, and we definitely have class. And so we want to make sure you stay on track because we don't want to kick your out.
Take the CL off, and you end up with what?
Yeah. I want to make sure you understand that this is the thinking class right now. So when the thinking class, I mean, we shooting game. What we're doing is we're shooting at a level that's maybe a little high octane for some people. What's going on? That's the truth, right? This is what's going on, Alan. So it's at a higher octane that a lot of people may not. Thank you, Joe. Dude. Have you seen Joe Blast in public, and you the picture? This ain't that kind of party over here. This is, trust me, the thinking class. Let me little sidebar even with that. Evo Rebirth, he got his pendant. He got his pendant, John. He went to the grocery store at night, and the pendant came off. I said, the pendant came off. Yeah, the pendant came off. He said he went back and traced his steps because it meant that much to him to have that pendant and be a part of the thinking class. And he found it. See, that's what we have over here. People who are dedicated to the process of being part of the thinking class, because the game is not just on them. The game is what? In them. So for him, and I'm not sure how old Evo Rebirth is, but for him to look at that and say, I want to be a part of something that's of class and of higher level that teaches me on a conscious, mental, and physical level, that's an honor.
Absolutely. And we have to definitely recognize that. Remember, when you get that pin, it's an outward expression of what you've been taking in internally. And what happens is you have accepted the fact that your life is supposed to be different. You're thinking differently. You're behaving differently. And people will know because you wear that you will have a greater situation in your life. Now, to speak to what the other gentleman was talking about, what you have to look at is how can you take on the tools of what we call game or strategy if there's no place for it in your mind, okay? You need to actually understand that these things come from a place to prepare. Now, do you have your hands open or do you have your hands folded? If your hands are folded, you can't accept anything new. And what we're trying to do is make sure you come in this with an open mind and open consciousness. And if you're not ready to do that, then we're wasting our time and energy, and we can make space for somebody who can.
And that's exactly what it is. CJ, what is it for next? Feliciano, first time in class, but I definitely love the content. But fellas, got to get back to work. But I'll rewatch and leave a comment on the class. It's cool with y'all. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
We're with pride, right? The thinking class. We are in session. So a lot of times you can get game, but see the thing of it, when you are in class, and we have fun, we joke around, we talk, whatever, we clown, whatever the case may be. But the thing of it is, when you're in class, we have one resolve here, and I want you to get this. And we got one resolve why we do what we do. And I need you to put this in the comments. For you to get results. I don't care. At the end of the day, you should be getting results. So in the chat room, I want you to put the whole thing of why we do what we do, why John will come on, why I come on, why guests come on, is for you to get results. Anything else, we wasting our, I'm gonna say it, man. It's my birthday week. You're wasting your damn time. I'm just saying.
There's no reason. First of all, imagine you going to work all week, right? You start off on Monday, you work till 5 o'clock. Then Tuesday, you do the same. You get to Friday, and everybody's pay situation is different. But imagine you get paid on a Friday, and they tell you you ain't getting paid today. You would feel like all your effort was lost, right? The same exact thing will happen if you don't do something with the information you're spending between 12:30 and 1:30 Eastern Standard Time every day. Okay? why would you take the time to put yourself in a situation of an open heaven? Okay, this is an open heaven, right? And not do something with that time now that you have these new tools. It's like going to school and paying tuition and don't get the grade and don't get the certificate. What was the purpose?
I, I, I I don't understand that. That to me just drives me crazy how people come in. I want to hear you hear multitude of teachers talking on the game or life and women and things like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you getting some freaking results.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about the game must be in you and not on you? Because at the end of the day, we realize the results first. You keep looking at the cause and not the what effect.
Can I say something too? Something just came to me about this. Why do you have to conform to a standard of someone else's perception of it? How come your definition of the game can't be your own strategy? Why does it have to be what you heard from somebody else? Why does it have to have slang and monikers from other people's perception that may not even be working?
See, see,
Why? Why do we have to be the same? We're not the same. If our subconscious and our direction spiritually is moving for you to become a better person, and that's true game, then let it be.
and that's what it should be. Okay, right. We're in class when we love LDA Academy and appreciate the teaching of Lawrence D. Adams and John O. Day after day and week after week. We are students who apply the teaching and principles of the thinking class. That's what it comes down to. That's right, Dr. Q. I think I heard so many points of views that I'm not sure what's going on.
See,
That
didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? Don't get clouded by what you keep hearing. What you keep hearing is what people do for views, not what we're trying to do to change your mind. Okay? I'm giving you real world results. I have failed many times. How come most people ain't gonna sit here and tell you how much they failed? Okay, I'm professional at it. It bounces off me like a force field now. Okay, but that's what makes me a winner because my failures haven't made me fall. My failures made me learn. Okay, my losses became lessons. Okay, and I'm willing to shorten the distance for you. I'm shortening the distance for you. Why do I think this is the right microphone? I'll show you a bag full of microphones I have. Okay. Why do I like this light? I'll show you a box full of lights. Okay. Why is this the right mixer? Because I have 15 mixers. Okay. I have failed to this point, and now this is my best success. And it still may not be the best. I still have farther to go because I will not accept that I'm at the end of my rope. Okay. But take my experience so you don't waste your money. If I tell you about a way that I got it shortened for me because of the way I think, you should take that advice because I'm in the game a lot longer and my experience is a lot broader. Okay. I'm at a point in my life where I reach over 1.5 million people. I'm going to say, yeah, 1.5 million a week. I'll definitely attest to that. And it's because of my ability to market. Now, if I can do that for my clients, then guess what? If you have some idea what you want, you should be able to trust that from me because of my experience. We shouldn't have to even have an argument about my credentials because I have results. It's a big difference. Okay, I don't have to have a degree. I have results where life put me through it.
That's it. Let me read these comments. Real facts gonna come down to your own results for yourself. That's what it comes down. Alan says this. That's what Dre said. He says that's true. Even since I've been learning and taking action, the results have been satisfactory. Correct. Look what Republic of Awesome said. I used to weigh 244 just over a year ago. I changed what and how I eat, and now I weigh 159. Today I'm maintaining it without issue. See, what did you? That's another comment. Y'all better get this. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. Right. So you got to get what we're getting at. The game must be in you. What? and not just on you. So at the thing that, dude, if you understand the words that are coming out of our mouth, it is to get you results because we decided to fall forward and not fall back.
I'll give you an example. If you go and buy the same hat the LDA has right now, that's an example of the game being on you. Okay? You took somebody else's successful game strategy and applied it to your external cover. That doesn't necessarily mean the game's in you. You don't know how to tip the hat. You don't know how to wear it with swag. Do you know when to take it off and use it in the right arena? Just having it does not mean you are it. And that's what we're trying to get you to understand. If you get the swag and get the game in you, what happens is you pick your own hat, and that hat, when you wear it, will be a sign of what is in you, not what you took from someone else.
That's good right there. I'm gonna get a couple guns. Cause y'all better not go try to get a Fedora hat, and then you like this, trying to pose and it ain't gonna work. It can't work.
Do you want to be a bad carbon copy, or do you want to have the authenticity of the lesson in you in order to proceed? And maybe you might find out a fedora might be better. You might be finding out that a snapback might be better. You might find out that, one of those hats from the army might be better. It doesn't matter how you wear your swag. It has to be individual to you. And that's just one example. A lot of people don't even know how to dress right. Why do they have to get consulted for it? Because they want somebody to tell them what to do. We're just telling you to be you. Get the individual from the inside to the outside, and you'll find out.
Right. Look at Alan says, I believe you. If people just shut up and listen and execute, you will get results. That's plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's about getting results. And yes, some of you guys, I'm gonna have to say it, John. This is after 1 o'clock. Some of you guys do need to get a fashion consultant because your fashion sense is outright crap. You getting wrong clothes that don't fit your body type. You wearing the wrong shoes that don't match up what you're wearing. You need to get, I don't care. Everyone needs an area that they need to improve in. But some of you guys, let's be 100% true here. You need to get your fashion together. Get your beard together. You may not wear a fedora hat like me, or you might not have the hat flip back. I like wearing the hat flip back like John. Guess what? But you need to find out what works best for you. When you are confident in what works best for you internally, the game on the outside becomes so easy. Women begin to gravitate to you easily. Why? Because you have did the work internally.
Let's just give them a massive secret right now. The more you are you, the more people will pick up your confidence of your individuality, and the person who is for you will attract themselves towards you. The more you try to be like someone else, they are going to stay away from you because you are not you. And they're picking up charlatan. They're picking up fake. They're picking up a non-individual. Start being you so you can start attracting people who are for you. How about that?
Start being you so you can see this the thing. I remember a story. It's funny you said. I remember a story told by Miles Monroe about purpose. And this guy had went on. His parents wanted him to be a doctor. His parents wanted him to be a doctor, so he went on to, wanted to be a doctor. He went all the way there and got to graduate, and he started doing his practice. But secretly inside, Jono, guess what happened? He wanted to do oil painting, but because he was doing everything that everybody else wanted, he neglected what his true passion was, and that was oil painting. So he did his practice for a couple of years, and he made the money, but he was miserable, and he couldn't figure out why. It was the moment he drove past maybe a Hobby Lobby or store that sold art supplies that it pulled him to it. Once it pulled it to him, he begins drawing. Another side of him came out. But this is the part of the game I want you guys to get. Because he started doing what was passionately inside of him, he began to attract people who what? Recognize his authentic self and not the doctor that he was. And many times you got people around you who sees the fake you or you what you're trying to impress everybody else around, and not the people who really are attracted to who you really are. This same thing go with some of y'all choosing the women in your life. You choosing women because of what? So your boys to say she look good, and not because she makes you happy.
How about this? You will not actually be able to let someone penetrate your outer shell and be attracted to you if you're always wearing a coat of fake armor. The only thing you're going to change is the weather. Think about it. When you wear your coat, the only thing you're changing is the weather. But if you take your coat off, you'll be able to track what's really inside, and that's what you want somebody to look for.
Look at Fear Salsa. I love painting, but put that on the back burner a long time ago. I do miss it.
See, we're talking to people. We know exactly what is going on here.
Y'all try
the universe be giving you examples to touch right to your audience.
Fake it till you make it. That's the key mindset. But you never move past the fake it part. People can't feel it. Feel it's not real. You correct.
We went into that the week before last. Yeah, he resonated with the same message.
Out. Shannon brought it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she would. That's the one. Shannon's the one that said it.
All right, she said it. What's going on, my Motu brother? What's going on, McCain? What's going on? So that's the real. The game must be in you. People don't understand how important it is to tap into your authentic self. See, that's the real game.
Are you reading the playbook, or did you write it? If you're in your own element, in your own game, are you writing the book because it's already inside you, or are you reading the book trying to absorb it? And if you can't do both at the same time. You can't. Every book you
that's
every
why
book
you
wrote,
having problems.
It's true.
That's why you having problems with women, because you are attracting. Yeah, man, I don't want to say this, man. But the reason why you have a problem with women is because you're attracting the facade that you're putting out there and not the authentic self who you really are.
Oh, that's powerful.
Let me say that again. The reason why you are not attracting, you're not having success with women, brothers, is because you keep attracting the facade out there and not who you really are. You guys got to realize, when you tap into the real inner game of who you are and you comfortable in it and you can lay on the couch of who you are, you will begin to attract women who appreciate the authenticity of who you are and not the facade that you put out there to try to impress yourself and your friends.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I get scared when I go on Instagram sometimes. You know how, I don't know how, but some kind of algorithm pushes you through those reels and those photos and just seeing this random girls and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, is this who this person really is? You know, I get scared when I'm like, damn, you got 2 pounds of makeup on. You got all these body enhancements. We don't know if they're going to last through a particular session we're talking about. And you got, you know, the hairs and wigs. I'm not saying these things are not good for appearance, but guess what? When it comes down to a session, a real session, how much of this stuff is going to be wiped off and fall off before I find out who the true person is that I'm going to be with? And see, that's the problem that people don't realize, that you can't keep up the facade the whole time. You're going to have to be who you really are at some point. And it's probably better for somebody you want to spend some real time with, not on the internet, not outside in the club, not in a situation where you're only going to see them for about an hour, where you can keep up this mask for a short time. But somebody you want to keep in your life, you want to make sure you show them the real you as fast as possible, or else you won't even know if you're compatible.
I'm telling you, but you know what? But that's the dream they want. That's the dream they want. They want that dream. I want the girl like this. I want the girl like that. And then you
Mm.
find out you get her. Breath stink, smell like this. It's a rap song back in the days. Breath smell like puppy child. Her hair, you grab her hair, it coming out in droves. You gotta realize you want to be with someone who appreciates your authentic self. But you can't get no one to appreciate that until you first appreciate yourself and realize that it all starts within. That's why I'm saying the game must start within, man. Like, it got to start within, and it must be in you and not just what on you.
It's true. Now, I'm not gonna let the ladies slide on that. The men have the same problem. Did you rent that car only for the evening? Did you buy those clothes with the intent on taking them back? Did you pull your shoes and your belt from a friend that you borrowed or something like that? See, that is not being your authentic self. If you can't be you on a date, the person who that you dated is the person who's going to see that persona, and the next time you come around, you if they ain't that person, they're going to call you a liar. They're not going to call you cheap. They're not going to call you poor. They're going to call you liar. It's different. Big difference. Put
Mhm.
up the persona that you are, especially on your first impression, so that it's not going to be difficult to maintain who that is. And I'm telling you, if you just be who you are supposed to be, the right person will be attracted to it. Don't spend time being someone you're not.
That's the problem, man. That is the problem. Now, please, I don't want nobody come up here talking. Well, I guess I'm just gonna be a slob. No, we're not telling you to be a slob. We're telling you to be your authentic self that is constantly in the state of improving to be a better self. Because some guys are
And that's the thing. If you're a slob, then you already putting a negative connotation on it. That means you're trying to improve. So you can't be the slob if you think that that is something that's negative that you can accept. Okay? Get past that. Know for yourself internally that that's something you need to change. And don't change it because somebody else tells you to do it. We're trying to say is make the change for yourself.
pretty much that's it. That's what it comes down to. It. Please understand it. It is for you. Don't try to do this. I'm gonna do this so I can get this girl. Some of y'all are chasing dreams and fantasies that will never come true. And I'm saying this way because I see it on the internet for the guys. Well, she gotta look this way, she gotta be this way. And the reality of it is, John, man, I'm telling you real talk, dude. The woman is treating him like crap. She's cheating him. She's doing that. She's doing that. She's doing all kind of stuff. You know why? She was never meant for you. And she ain't part of your.
When you see yourself having to jump over hurdles to get something, I'm not saying it's supposed to be easy. I'm just saying when you jump through too many hurdles where you have passed the point where you feel that you're not your authentic self, you need to leave that situation alone.
I see it, man. It bothers me, man. Sometimes, let me say this: some of you guys, somebody that me and Alfie talked behind the scenes this weekend. Some of you guys passed on good women because you stuck on the look part and not on the treat part.
And who put the image of that look in you to want? Okay, did your boys put that image on you? She got to have the big this and the big that. No, what happens is you're taking an outward perception of what other people think is good about a person without you making your own evaluation. When are you going to become a man and decide what you want and not what your boys want?
There it is, right there. There it is. There it is. That's it. When are you going to stand up and just say, this is the type of woman I want that will satisfy me mentally, spiritually, and of course on the physical side. Oh, yeah, the dark stay over there. On the physical side, on multiple levels, when she can speak to the mic. Whoa, LDA, stop, man, stop. Whoa. That's what it comes down to. Stop. That's what it comes down to. Y'all right now. When you do things that express purpose and getting validation from others, you will always lose. Make it about you and learn to love it. You guys are getting it. Fire. Been with my girl for a while. being with a girl for anyone else. You can't do it. People might even hate each other, but date for external validation. Y'all guys hitting it now. See, this happened in the thinking
There's
class.
some marriages that shouldn't even be because the person ain't even the right. He ain't even with that gender. But the outward perception has to maintain. So then you have one miserable person. You heard what I said. Everybody gonna look at it. That went right over their head. Once again, you have to watch this broadcast again, okay? But guess what? Sometimes the outward perception of an entire organization is represented by fake. And this person has to now go and be somebody else to be his authentic self in order to maintain his own personality. But guess what? The spouse or that other person that he picked just for validation is not, they're miserable. They're miserable. And they may not even be able to maintain it like that person would. They're going to slip up. And that's when you hear some of these stories coming out that the person's unfaithful, the person is, it's because they're not being true to themselves.
That's why we're talking today about the game must be in you, because I just thought of a whole bunch of stuff I can't say. The game must be in you and not just on you. And we're getting a foundation here, getting into your authentic self, who you really are. Are you doing it for others? Are you doing it for the gram? Are you doing it for Facebook? Are you doing it for church? Are you doing it for the mosque? Are you doing it for the imam? Are you doing it for the temple? Who are you really doing this for? Because at the end of the day, I don't care what you say, how much you talk on the internet, you got to lay next to that person and you got to smell their breath.
It's true. Just trust me. I just put up that new page, and guess what? There's only one post on it thanking for people to come to the page. You know why? Because I'm not gonna be put in a bubble to start posting to get likes, to get people. No, it's not me. That's not my true authentic self. I'm gonna wait till the spirit tells me a message that you need to hear, the same way I come on here to join with LDA, because I think that my participation is important. I'm gonna post like it's important. I'm not gonna post because I have to. I'm not gonna post because the algorithm says to do it. It's gonna be because I feel like this group of people needs to hear this message at this time. And that's me being my authentic self. And if you truly value our relationship, you will understand when it posts and why it's important.
You must be equally yoked internally. You guys are getting it. I see the thinking class. The lessons are one star getting more into intense. Whew, yeah. See, it's getting more into, that's why it's a thinking class here. That's why I tune into this. I realized just now that it ain't just relationship posturing, it's on multiple levels. Wow.
That's right. Posturing. That's a very, very important word.
Yeah, posturing, posing. My wife.
Are you a poser in your relationship status?
Troy, see, we got somebody that's married here. Shout out to Troy Allen. My wife is not the best looking woman I ever been with, but over the years, she keeps looking better. Her insides and personality is beautiful. I'm willing to smell her breath every day in order to build a better life and breathe with him. See?
Now, that's a real one.
Need to head out now. Have a great day. You too. So I want you guys to get this. This is just day one. Thursday, I want to remind you the number to just all this month is 49. Let's get this 49s in the chat room. Today, we're going to go a little bit further, deeper on this. The game must be in you and not just on you. So we're going to talk into some things about it a little bit further. They keep, see, the thing in class are they fake it but never make it. Every time. Compatible. They ain't compatible. Right. Makes sense, Jono. That's why I appreciate LJ and Jono. You both speak from the heart. That's right. Troy, respect. Shout out to the last week. 49s get to 49 because this Thursday is LDA's birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. All I want for my birthday is a give me two in the.
No joke. I play that song when I'm playing for people and it is their birthday. I play that song in the club.
Really? It's my. All I want for my birthday is a and a. Lay me next to a 49. That's right. 49 this Thursday. So what I'm going to do, Super Chat's going to be deactivated for this week. Why are you deactivating the Super Chat, ODA? Because I want you to give through Cash App and PayPal. Oh, I have a science to what I'm doing because I know the game. I know I won't see that cash that you sent over until next month. And LDA need to see that cash like fast. You know what I'm saying?
Can you follow instructions?
Right. So y'all need to get y'all dollars and cents and millions together for Thursday. I'm deactivating it for a week. Super Chat. If we have blessed you and helped you in any kind of way, you want to give a gift for my birthday, it is coming this Thursday. You never know what we may do, what may happen, but we're going to have a good time. I tell you that much. But 49 is it. Anything else, John, before we go?
Yeah, I'm telling you a message right now.
There it is. So you guys, let me drop the music. Hold on. You guys can give anything that you want. That's good right there. But let it end with 49. So if you give me $1, make sure it's $1, what? 49. If it's $10, $10.49. If it's $100, $100.49. This is the way to what? Connect for my birthday. So if it's $1, make sure it's $1.49. $10, $10.49. If it's $100, $100.49. Make sure it connects with the 49. So when you give the Cash App or PayPal, I'll put the link up there for Cash App and PayPal. Make sure it ends with a 49. This is the way you connect it for my birthday. Make sure it ends with. So if it's $1, make sure it's $1.49. Guys got it? Connection. You guys are getting it. You guys have a good day. Back to work, right? Jono, are you a DJ?
Yes, I am.
Connection, right? So make sure you guys get it. Connection 49. So make sure. So if it's $1, $1.49. You want to do that. So we want to emphasize that for this week. You want to give for my birthday, $1.49, $10.49, $20.49, $100.49. One. I know y'all getting that stim check. I know some of y'all getting that stimulus check.
We ain't getting one, so we got to make sure we get it this way. I don't qualify.
Make sure you get that. Make sure you get that 49 on the end of it. Yo, this is LDA, Jono, and we are out. Yo, we out of here. This is Lawrence. Hold on. We gotta pay the one that we really get going. Hey, get it. Get out of here, brothers.